That was beast.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Are you going to dominate the game?
It's going to change towards Bustle. It's a double kill for Blizzard while Paddling is on the run. Signify on the cusp of gaining victory here. Trying to get the bomb down. Much has no idea. Somebody will find an ace. He's going to find a kill and get the second one as well.
हैदराबाद हमारा इलाके कोई भी नहीं आ सकता कोई जीत नहीं सकता
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Exclusive Black Equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another beautiful day in the ESL India Premiership December season. Today, we are moving into our promotion relegation rounds, and this is one of the final times we're going to see ESL India Premiership come live to you. So get comfy because now the show is going to begin. This event is brought to you by Omen by HP, Zarweb, BenQ, HyperX, and Tel, and organized by Nodwin Gaming. I'm your host, Angela, today bringing you only 2 games. We're going to have only Clash Royale and Dota 2. In Clash Royale today, we are going to have Arpan, who is a 2-time champion of the ESL India Premiership 2017, go up against Kamil. Now let's talk about Arpan a little bit. This boy has entered the ESL India Premiership in the summer season, and he has had an impeccable performance over there. He went on to win the summer season finale that happened in Mumbai, and in the fall season also he performed impeccably well. Over there he also entered the fall season finale and had a little mixed campaign in the semi-finals, but went on to proclaim his throne again, keeping him again on the 2-tier championship in the December season. But he had a really tough time and he put his stage into a jeopardy. As of now, he sits 7th on the leaderboard with only securing 1 win to himself. He has had a very similar story as to Rin, who also had a struggle in the 2017 ESL India Premiership. Today he goes up against Kamil, who is a player from Mumbai. He started off the game as the game started in 2016. He said he had a little time getting used to the game, but in the end he's figured it out. He entered the ESL India Premiership in the winter season November phase Starter Cup, and after a good performance over there, he made his way into the Challenger League. After an acing performance over there where he did not lose a single game, his doors are now opened into the Masters League. Today, if he defeats Arpan, he gets into the promotion rounds where he also gets to play the grand finale that's going to be happening in Delhi. Arpan, of course, being a 2-tier champion, I would love to see him at the grand finale at Delhi and maybe one of the first to complete all the tier levels in the ESL India Premiership. This game is important for both these players, and we have our caster waiting, Gotham Workaholic, to take us through it and tell us more on how these 2 players are going to perform. I'm going to see you all very shortly after that with Dota 2, so don't go anywhere.
Keep the ground upon your cheek when you dwindle in. You be kind and let me go. I'm as timeless as you feel.
All right, we are back here again. Another exciting day of Clash Royale casting. And however, today is the last match here. This, by the way, is the relegation and promotion match between Kamil and Arpan. Arpan, who's actually won pretty much the whole year LAN event, and he's not lost a single LAN event since he started attending the Premiership, is now actually sitting in a relegation match. He's been having a horrible time actually in the Master League this time, and if he loses this best of 5 right now, he's actually out of the tournament altogether. He will not get the opportunity to come play in the LAN. So it's absolutely must for both the players to, one of the players out of the 2 has to win. Whoever wins makes it to the LAN event. So it's pretty much all down to the line, all down to the wire here. One of these players is going to land, the other player is not going to land. And the surprising part out of all of this is the fact that Arpan, he's won the last 2 LANs that we've had, and it's very, very surprising and awkward to actually see him sitting in the relegation matches. So here we are. Let's go through all these games. We see a Hog Rider who's actually come up on the front, so he's taking direct damage from the Night Witch, and she manages to take him down, but he does get 2 hits on the tower and off to a good offensive. Notice a nice unit who's flying right at them, the laser dragon, pretty much Inferno Dragon. He's absolutely melting the giant, but however he was zapped, but since able to take down the huge giant there. Good for him. Another Hog Rider push coming across. The minions have come out. No zap being used on the minion. Yes, it does eventually get used. Minions are able to take a one hit from the zap there and still survive, but they are pretty much one hit away from their demise right now. So not able to connect to the tower. However, the miner at the back is getting a good job done. Brings down the tower health to around 624. Good start for Arpan right now, but look at that big Hog Rider who's making his way across, and he's actually just given up on that tower completely. He's not going to be defending the left tower. He's focusing on the right hand side right now, but he needs to do something about the Hog Rider. Eventually does manage to bring it down. Now Arpan has to change up his game and figure out how is he planning to take down the tower on the left and stay in the game, because currently he's having huge trouble dealing with the units and the spells that Kamil is actually throwing at him. Will he also connect? Yes, he does. The Mega Knight actually connects with the tower, does a lot of damage. He's actually, I think he's given up completely. He's yep, it's a complete give up from Arpan. He's gonna throw this first game. Remember, it's the best of 5, so not such a good start from Arpan, but I would not count out Arpan right now because he has a tendency to make huge comebacks. Let's see if he can make something happen in game 2 of this matchup. So here we go. Game 2 is now live. Kamil on the red and Arpan on the blue has changed a few units around, and let's see how this game transpires. All right. Few units being dropped out. Will face off in the center of the map. Electro Wizard trying to dish out as much of a damage as he can. Goblin Gang followed by a nice Graveyard. Graveyard counter comes in as Bats. Bats quickly taken care of with Poison. A nice Poison Graveyard combo happening there. A Zap also used. So if you look at the investment that Arpan put into defending this was a Zap and Bats pretty much, and a nice jump. Frozen at the place. It will not be able to get any more hits down. Nice defense there. And now Arpan knows what Kamil actually has in store for him. So a nice push on the left. I'm pretty sure that tower, the balloon will go straight for the tower. And yes, he does, heading straight for the tower. And there's nothing absolutely stopping him. He comes across. Does he make a... Yes, he does make the first drop. And now the death bomb explodes also. Brings the tower down all the way to 1300 health. This could spell a lot of trouble for Kamil now. So now Kamil has an idea of what he's expecting on that side. So he has to be very careful of how he drops his buildings around, because that's pretty much, not pretty much, but that's a good defense against the balloon. Other than that, he has the Ice Spirit and Archers also, and a Mega Minion to try and take care of the balloon, but he has to be very careful. Now a defensive tower dropped right in the middle, so he'll be able to pull balloon from either direction. So let's see now, balloon should be pulling to the right. Yes, he does. Poison also dropped. Balloon will not actually make the first drop. They're heading straight for the main tower. Will he get splash damage? And yes, he does. So another 300 damage taken by the tower of Kamil. He looks like he's in a lot of trouble here, trying to handle the situation at hand. Now, Miner off, bashing that tower away. Goblin Gang up front, distracted by the Knight. And good defense there. Again, still takes some damage there. 30 seconds left on the clock now. Finally, the poison, the Graveyard comes out. The poison is not there currently. And bunch of units there try to stop this Graveyard threat, which they successfully do. Yes, the Graveyard taken care of fairly well. And now just 10 seconds left on the clock before we go into overtime, and a balloon is out on the field, and Bats are also there. A Miner is also there. This is huge trouble for Kamil. He could end up losing this tower, but able to defend that just at the last moment. Splash damage does kill off one of the archers there, but guess what, there's a balloon on the right hand side which is going scot-free. He's gone very close to the tower. Does he drop? No, he only drops the death bomb there. And offensively, now another graveyard being used, and a poison also dropped. This will take care of the few units that are hanging around. The skeletons have surrounded the tower, bring it down to 700 health. Good for him. Now, however, I'm a little worried about the tower on the left-hand side. Another graveyard comes down, but this time, is he going to drop the poison as well? No, he zaps first, and the poison is still holding onto the poison right now. The Goblin Gang comes out, trying to stop this threat. Yes, he is able to stop this threat. Huge push now making its way across, but a huge counter push on the left-hand side also. This balloon might connect because the bats are surrounding, and the wow. While I was talking about the tower on the left, the tower on the right actually goes down. Huge push coming from Arpan to take down Kamil there. And Kamil, now the score is 1-1. And it's been quite a game so far. 1-1 is the score. Let's take a second and talk about our beautiful sponsors. It is the ESL India Premiership, powered by Omen by HP, HyperX, Zowie, Intel, and organized by Nodwin Gaming. Thanks to all the sponsors and Nodwin Gaming, we are able to bring this live cast to you every single day. Keep in mind, this is the last of the online qualifiers. After this, we're moving to the LAN event, which will be happening on the 15th, 16th, and 17th at the Comic-Con Delhi at NSIC Grounds, Okla. So if you guys are in Delhi, please do come down, enjoy Comic-Con, enjoy best of the Clash Royale of the country. You will have a chance to see a 13-year-old kid who's absolutely destroying the Masters right now with his skills. I'm talking about Taranveer, actually. He's only in class 8. So good thing for Taranveer is the finale is happening in Delhi, so he doesn't have to go that far. He has been absolutely destroying all the competition of Masters this season. So do come out, see the best players that we have, see the best players compete on the stage. So again, good, exciting stuff. So let's get into game 3 now, because the game 3 needs to start. So here we are, Arpan 1, Kamil 1. Few units have been changed. You see Kamil actually now carrying a similar deck which Arpan was using last game. It's almost like he's not exactly copied it, but Kamil actually has an arrow and to take care of any minion hordes. There you go, minion hordes is there. Arrows are not available right now. He uses them a bit too late. However, the barrel does help him out, but that was pretty close there. Kamil has the right units to deal with this, but Arpan, look at that. He has 3 musketeers and he has an elixir collector, which pretty much has free reign on collecting all the elixir that he wants to connect. Another push by Arpan, completely nullified here. Now the 3 musketeers have come out and the big card has been revealed. Kamil knows what he's facing up against right now, and he's gonna drop a Mega Knight right there on top. Great amount of AoE damage there, completely destroying the musketeers there. But yeah, no answer for the minion horde. So the arrows would come out now. He didn't have the elixir initially. So yeah, pretty decent start actually for Kamil there, but he does not have a good counter to the elixir collector, which is going to be quite troublesome bit later in the game. This Goblin Gang absolutely destroying the tower thanks to the miner also. And Arpan now needs to figure out what he wants to do next. Kamil has a miner ready in case the elixir collector goes down. However, elixir collector does not go down. A Mega Knight actually comes down, and a miner at the back taking pot shots at the tower. And a big push Arpan needs to take care of right now. Mega Knight splashing, that's what he does best. And pretty well stopped that push there, and the minion horde comes out. Minion horde, I think he should have preemptively thrown the arrows there. He knew exactly what Arpan was gonna do the moment he sees balloon, but however he chose not to throw the arrows, and balloon completely nullified and a lot of damage being taken. There's not a lot of time left, and the miner has brought the tower down fairly low, and this could spell doom for Kamil there, and I think Kamil might end up losing this game because he's not able to put a lot of pressure offensively on the bottom right tower. And now the Goblin Barrels comes out. It's 8 seconds left, 5 seconds left, and there you go. 2-1 in favor of Arpan now. Good game there. Remember, it's a best of 5. We still have plenty of games to go. Arpan now looking fairly solid on this game. Now he's got this in the bag. Actually, he needs to win another game. And the moment he wins another game, he has a ticket, the golden ticket to the Masters happening in Delhi. And Kamil is the only person. A single game is the only thing that's standing between him and that golden ticket to the Delhi Masters. And keep in mind, guys, do not take Arpan lightly, because he always performs poorly during the online phase and absolutely destroys everyone during the LAN event. So I don't know, maybe that's his strategy every time, like do bad plays and then come to the LAN event with full power 24 hours. So however, we'll see. Let's get into game number 4 of this best of 5, and let's see how things pan out. Here we are. Arpan has the Hog Rider. We can see a couple of his cards. This game actually happened just 10 minutes before we went live. So we're just literally watching these games 10 minutes later. So Elixir Collector, Hog Rider placed right in the middle. He's not really happy about that pink Elixir Collector being right in the middle of everything and focused directly to attacking him. Still managed, that Elixir Collector managed to survive, so he'll definitely pay off a bit more. Let's see how that... Arpan actually has a Mortar in his deck. That'll be quite interesting to see. How's he planning to defend against it? A Zap should be coming out, does come out. And now it's going to be Minion Horde on Minion Horde battle. And finally, one of the Minion Hordes survive. There's a Hog Rider and a Goblin Gang trying to break that up. Fairly good trades back and forth. It's been a very, very back and forth action, but Arpan actually holding on to his Elixir. He's saving up for the Mortar right now, and he's going to drop the Mortar somewhere right about now. And Kamil, as you can see, has the Elixir lead, decides to put down the Elixir Collector because you can never have enough Elixir. A Minion Horde dropped right in the front, and he's going to immediately start damaging the Mortar, but all that defense gone to waste. However, Mortar was able to get 2 shots on the tower, so which is good for him. I'm quite interested in how this match is going to pan out. A nice Hog push coming through. Hog completely unaffected by the Musketeers. He's going to be getting a lot of shots off on the tower. Yes, he does. And how is Arpan planning to stop this huge push? He drops the Bat on the left-hand side, and he's most probably going to drop the Goblin Gang on the right. Yes, he does. Both the Musketeers taken care of very quickly, and the Minion Horde actually takes care of the Ram there. This is quite an excruciating back and forth, and the Hog Rider managed to connect every single time. Now the minions have also connected. This is really, really bad news for Kamil. He could potentially lose this match right here, right now. There's only 30 seconds left on the clock. He needs to figure this out. And Arpan, what's he gonna do? How is he gonna stop his tower from going down? 500 health left there. Miner also comes out. A lot of units on the field. Bats are there. The Mortar is actually helping him out. And 300 health left. This 15 seconds. I doubt Kamil will be able to close this game. Decides to drop down another few units here, but does not have enough firepower. The Miner eventually comes out. 3 seconds. There's definitely no way he's going to be able to take that down. And this is 3-1, and Arpan clinches his spot for the Delhi finals, which are happening on the 15th, 16th, and 17th of this month. My God, that was a very, very close game. And guys, we have been casting Clash Royale since April 1st, and it's been more than 200 days we've been casting Clash Royale. And this is finally the last day of Clash Royale. It's finally come down. After this, we only have the LAN event. So definitely tune in on the 15th, 16th, and 17th. This is the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We are going to be live from Comic Con, guys. Other than just seeing these still pictures, you'll be seeing the live pictures. You'll see how they really look in real life. Don't go on these blue and red pictures. So, and we might get to see Arpan dab one more time. You will see the excitement of Vagish on the stage. So all the crazy action is going to be happening in Delhi, guys, and that's 15th, 16th, and 17th of this month, December. So be sure to tune in if you're not from Delhi. If you're in Delhi, but definitely come down and watch the matches live happening on the big stage. It's a 60-foot stage and has a 10 by 20 LED screen, so you can't miss any of the action. Come support your favorite players from India and come support esports. So that's it from my end. This is Gautam Workaholic Virk, and I'm signing out for Clash Royale, and we have some exciting Dota 2 action coming up. Yes, we have no Clash Royale, Counter-Strike games left after this. So thank you from Clash Royale, and signing out. Bye-bye.
Alright, and Arpan securing that self a beautiful game and keeping his slot in the Masters League, also giving him that final opening he needs and that ticket to the grand finale. I'm so excited to see our tier. Actually, since he's won 2 champions, I hope he wins 3. So I'm very excited to see him at the grand finale at Delhi this time. And I hope to see him take it all the way. This is the end for Clash Royale for today, but we're going to have Dota 2 for you folks coming up next. So don't go anywhere. If you guys have missed out any games or want to check them out, you can head out to our ESL India YouTube channel where all the previous games from the ESL India Premiership are put up. I'm your host Angela. This event is brought to you by HP, Zaiba, BenQ, HyperX, Intel, and organized by Nodbit Gaming. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back.
falling on the ground. Long day, but we won't back down. One thing playing on our minds. Long wait, but we won't give up now. You crave the love I gave, and we'll do it again. A cold night getting warmer now. The ground shakes as our love gets loud. We are the champions of the night. We are the champions of the night. Yeah. We are the fighting tide, the ones that burn so bright. We are the champions of the night. Champions of the night. Can't tell if we're dreaming now. We watch as the fire falls down. One thing playing on our minds. Time stops and we don't make a sound. You crave the love I gave, and we'll do it again. A cold night getting warmer now. The ground shakes as our love gets loud. I'm ready to love. We're the champions of the night. I'm ready to champions of the night.
Welcome back to the ESL India Premiership December season. We are in the final rounds of the promotion relegation games, and that means that these are the most important games for all the teams in the promotion relegation rounds. Now, how do these relegation rounds work? The bottom two teams of the Masters League play the top two teams of the Challenger League. Whoever is able to mark that win for themselves either gets promoted or is going to move down into the Challengers League. In Dota 2 today, we're going to have Embrance Gaming who are going to fight for their spot in the Masters League, go up against Alpha Esports. Now, Embrance Gaming is a team from Mumbai. They entered the November phase Challenger League of the ESL India Premiership. They performed pretty well over there, and as of now, they sat on top of the leaderboard in the Challenger League, opening themselves a place in the Masters League in the December phase. In the December phase, of course, but they had not a very impressive run, and as of now, they sit 6th on the leaderboard, which has forced them into the promotion relegation rounds. Today, they go up against Alpha Esports, which is actually formerly known as the old Buriza youth team. After they disbanded, their captain Aditya Kunwar has formed the team into Alpha Esports. They entered the ESL India Premiership in the Starter Cup, and now they sit on top of the leaderboard in the Challenger League. They are hoping to make their spot into the Masters League, and that's why they have headed into the promotion rounds. Whichever team is going to win this game now gets a ticket into the December Grand Finale that is going to happen in Delhi, and also hold and retain their spot in the Masters League for the next round of games to happen. So let's see how this game is going to go as we head into it with our casters from AFK Gaming, and I'll see you all right after that.
Yeah.
Game, record, and stream without compromise on Intel Core i7.
Are you going to dominate the game?
It's going to change towards Bustle. It's a double kill for Blizzard while Paddling is on the run. Signify on the cusp of gaining victory here. Trying to get the bomb down. Much has no idea. Coming to find an ace. He's going to find a kill and get the second one as well.
हैदराबाद हमारा इलाके कोई भी नहीं आ सकता कोई जीत नहीं सकता
Turn around 3 times. Start shooting.
Exclusive black equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Personalize the way you see everything. And then conquer. Exclusive Black Equalizer brightens dark scenes without overexposing bright areas. Use the S switch to quickly access the setting and switch between save modes. Adjust the angle effortlessly for maximum comfort.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ESL India Premiership. Apologies for the slightly delayed start. But yeah, we have a bunch of relegation promotion games upon us. We have Alpha Esports on the Radiant facing off versus Embrance Gaming on the dial. My name is Vivek and I'll be taking you through what should be a fun game of Dota 2. And it's usually fun when Tidehunter is banned out. All around just a disgusting hero. You gotta somehow come up with a strong tri-lane composition so that you can deal with him in lane. And hopefully that helps you deal with him in the later stages of the game as well. Alpha Esports, they're just going to ban out the strong 4s and 5s. They're banning out the Winter Wyvern, who's now such a favored pick all of a sudden. I mean, I haven't played the Winter Wyvern, but I just did discover that Splinter Blast has a mini stun at level 25. What the heck is that? Embrance, I like their bans. I mean, simply because they're banning everything that's cancerous and toxic in my eyes. They banned out the Viper, they banned out the Tide. They don't want to get cheesed, and why not? This is a best of one elimination. Alpha Esports a little more meta on the other hand. Just bang out heroes that are strong in this patch. I mean, heroes like Panda and the Bat Rider, they're always gonna fade in and out of favor, but they never really go away. And I mean, I don't think there's any change that made Panda strong of late. But that's a guy who's had a couple of changes. The death upon Tombstone, the health regen talent, all of that making him very viable early on. Yeah, I think Undying, phenomenal 5. The only problem is that it's a little hard to stay relevant in terms of net worth. But yeah, I mean, he can just turn a fight sometimes all by himself. Yeah, Embrance, they ban out a bunch of cancerous heroes, but they pick up a little bit of cancer themselves. They pick up the Venomancer, and to go with that, they got the Shadow Shaman. Shaman obviously going to be the 5 position or the 4 position here. It's been a while since you've seen Venomancer played as a support. I don't know if you kids remember, but there was TI 3, 4, one of those TIs where, I mean, the hotly contested support picks was Shadow Demon and Venomancer. And I think Venomancer as a support is quite legit. He's effective without farm. He has a GPM talent that kicks in. I mean, the Poison Nova and the Venomous Gale are still going to do damage. If you have a Veil, it's great. If you don't, he's still going to be giving your team a lot of vision with those Plague Bots. Embrance, they're going to pick up the Medusa. They've banned up the Sven and the PA. While Alpha Esports, they ban out the Anti-Mage. One of the ways of dealing with the Medusa. Now, you got a bunch of options. You can pick up the Phantom Lancer, who builds into a Diffusal Blade and burns away that mana. You can pick up the Invoker, who with that EMP might be able to deal with the Medusa. Or you can pick up the OD, who's going to steal all that intelligence and have what it takes to deal with Medusa and a mana shield. What other options have you got? Yeah, I mean, that's about it. That's what comes to mind. You could do Lion. I don't think that's... I mean, Lion is never going to get a full duration mana drain off. All the Medusa has to do is just point and blow in his direction, and the Lion is pretty much done with. But yeah, I like the OD as a pickup. Uh, I mean, Dota just keeps getting easier, and now you have timers on the Astral Imprisonment, so it's also set up. The Astral, the Banish could be set up for something else, which also makes the mid lane a very welcoming lane to gank, thanks to having an OD. If indeed Alpha Esport do pick up the OD, but they're going to go with the Disruptor. What I'm a bit worried about for Alpha Esport is they need a mid laner that has some form of setup. There's no stun right now. I mean, the only thing that has some form of lockdown is the glimpse. And I think Alpha Esport might be considering something like the Puck. I think this is one of those lineups where you have to pick up the Puck in the mid lane. Puck or OD, or just because Indian teams aren't very creative in the mid lane, the co-op. But they're going to go with the OD. I called it. It's I mean, it's the only thing that for once I've guessed correctly in my life. Embrance are going to ban out the Phantom Lancer. Don't want too many problems for that Medusa. Alpha Esport, what are they looking for? They're looking for a safe laner. I like the next ban. The mana burn is great versus the OD, but they're looking for a safe laner who can provide team fight. This is a hard ask. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think they go draw. Not because they have to, but Omni Knight OD, the natural progression is draw. But is draw the best option in the lineup? Alternatively, what do you got? They're going to go with the Gyrocopter. And Embrance, not a doubt, not a second of hesitation. They pick up the Tinker, and why not? There's nothing that can really punish this Tinker. I think Embrance have heavily outdrafted Alpha Esport here. I mean, if you're looking at Alpha Esport and what it takes for them to make their team fight work, it has to be a huge kinetic field. So that you can have the Static Storm to follow that up, so that you can have the Call Down to follow that up. But right now, I see a couple of problems with Alpha Esport in the lineup. They're going to struggle at going high ground. They're going to struggle to deal with this Tinker. The only thing that somewhat works in their favor is the matchup. But that's about it. I mean, Tinker goes in the trees. How do you find him? Where do you get the vision from? Who jumps him before he TPs out? A lot of problems in my eyes with Alpha Esport in the current lineup. There's certain ease of execution if you look at the Embrance lineup. They got Venge, the Shaman, and Venomance. It just seems like an easier lineup to pull off. Okay, gonna get the hotkey up and going. And we're good to go. Instant pause coming out from both teams. But that's going to give me a little bit of time to just run through the lineups. You got Shokugeki playing the Gyrocopter. What's Gucci, bro, playing the OD. BM on the Undying. Omni Knight, mute all chat and chill. He's going to be playing the Omni Knight. Not the kind of guy I wanted my team. And done with Dotes. That's pretty much me. I moved on to PUBG for now. On the other side of the river, for Embrance Gaming, you got Zach playing the Vengeful Spirit. Revo, EG Revo. Playing the Venomancer. Follow RTZ style playing the Medusa. A lot of EG boys here. Instinct.Gamdom. And EG Shadow playing the Tinker. My eyes, Embrance have won the draft, and this should allow them to win the game rather convincingly. I just don't see how they go high ground versus that Tinker. It's incredibly difficult. And yeah, I mean, they banked on the Omni Knight, which is okay, but he's gonna have a hard time in lane. There's damage over time. There's quick bursts of damage as well with the Shaman and the Vengeful Spirit. I'm a bit confused. It is a safe lane. Okay, sorry, apologies. It's an off lane Venomancer's safe lane Medusa. Yeah, that makes sense. Omni Knight is gonna get the deep ward off. And he plants it. Does he block the small camp? Oh, hold on. Yeah, he's blocked the small camp as well. So this is going to mess up the creep equilibrium. And Omni Knight should be able to get a little bit of CS closer to his own tower. He's also reached there first, which is a cardinal sin on the part of these two supports. They should have been there. They should have scouted out the lane, maybe got the ward down. And they're actually just going to give over the bounty rune to the OD. Okay, it's a show force coming out from Alpha Esports, and they picked up 3 bounty runes. So supports being rather defensive early on, not fully believing in their kill potential. But that's okay, as long as they get the kills when they matter. It's an offensive dual lane of sorts, which I like, which is something that you want to do with the Undying. The Undying's a little bit like the Ogre, in the sense that he just moves into a lane. He's an absolute pest. He's got a lot of HP, skills that are easy to spam, can trade, and can make life difficult. And it actually seems like are we seeing a core Undying? No, I'm wrong. They're just letting Undying take over the CS. Shaman, not sure that's the best way to move across the lane. Could get punished. The Degen can't kill. And I actually miss First Blood elsewhere. The Venomancer ends up going down to the Disruptor and the Gyrocopter. BM getting the DK stacks off. Folks, for those of you just tuning in, this is the ESL in their Premiership. These are relegation matches between the Masters League and the Challengers League. My name is Vivek, and seems like we have quite an interesting game on our hands. I mean, Embrance Gaming have outdrafted Alpha Esports, but Alpha Esports seem to be the team with the slightly higher skill ceiling. I say that and BM goes woefully out of position, but the Omni Knight is here, doesn't have the purification. They're just gonna turn on a Zac. He pops the fairy fire, but the DK is too much. And look at Medusa, 220 HP. BM was building DK stack upon DK stack. The Shaman not going to be that easy, and Omni Knight, no purification, has overstepped his bounds. They got the magic missile, they got the damage, they'll get the kill. That was beautifully done by the Undying and the Omni Knight. The Omni Knight really didn't have to go down. And good awareness coming out from the Undying. A couple of DK stacks brought down the Medusa to 220 HP, and there's not much she could do. But yeah, now he's got the purification. Now the lane becomes a little bit harder. Revo doesn't get his own bounty rune. His Venomancer is being shut down, and how? He got a nice big wave pushing in, a lot of EXP, a little bit of CS. The Omni Knight, he's a happy camper at this point. Yeah, it's going to get him closer and closer to his level 3. That's going to allow the Undying the license to go YOLO and not be too worried about the lockdown coming out from the Shaman as well as the Vengeful Spirit. How's the Venomancer looking? Still searching for his level 2. But the waves are gotten a bit closer to him, a bit closer to his tower. Mid lane is one of the few lanes that are, that have panned out to be a lot closer. The Gyro is doing a lot better in the safe lane than the Deucer. 13 denies as well. The Omni Knight doing better than the Venomancer. Omni Knight, no points in the repel means that he's going to take a fair amount of damage. The Mystic Snake is there, but the Purification will mean that he ends up surviving. Undying just shows up in the top lane, gives his Omni Knight a boost, and immediately heads over to the mid lane. Trying to help out his OD as much as possible. OD with the Astral. I mean, Undying is holding on to a skill point. Tinker is at 200 HP right now. I mean, 500 gross HP, but he was working with 200 HP in total. Maybe if the OD had Astral, they could have got that kill. But yeah, 4 minutes in, it's a 2000 net worth advantage. That is a lot. And they could go once more the Astral. OD. Slight boo-boo there, but he could be going in. He does have the Astral. A Disruptor Illusion makes its way. And they force out a TP from the Vengeful Spirit. Tinker walks into lane, loses strength, and loses CS as well. It's a hard time for the Tinker in the mid lane. Another Astral. Not sure Zac can do too much. Another DK. And yeah, Venomancer falling yet again. My bad. It's just that one would assume that all the action takes place in the Undying's lane. And Undying's just being a nuisance at this point. Would have liked to hop onto that shrine, but Omni Knight didn't end up waiting for him. But they've got Arcane Boots. Undying now has Arcane Boots 5 minutes in. And he's putting points into the Soul Rip. Disruptor, what are you doing, my friend? It's on your base. Medusa dropping low. Omni Knight giving chase, but the shackles are there. The repel apparently wore off, but he's just going to turn his attention towards the Shadow Shaman. He's running him down. No shackles until a bit. He's going to turn around. Medusa's made a way. Medusa just has a bunch of auto attacks, and those aren't going to keep the Shaman alive. The Purification, along with the quick auto attack, ensured that Mute, All Chat, and Chill got the kill. Mid lane, Venge somewhat forced to just babysit the Tinker. Thanks to the Omni Knight being an absolute... thanks to the Undying being an absolute pest. OD, with a little bit of assistance coming up from the Undying, is starting to have quite a formidable lead in the mid lane. The OD at 28 CS, while Tinker's just at 15. And BM, every chance he gets, he's just sapping strength. Looking for the kill with the Soul Rip. Shadow dropping low, but he's got the regen, so it's going to be okay. And yeah, this is probably a base or a shrine trip for the Undying. But I think he's done his job. He's given OD the exact boost that he needs. And OD, despite sort of running a dual lane in the mid lane, is actually ahead of the Tinker in terms of EXP. Arcane Orb doesn't have the sanities just yet, just a little bit of Harris to get things started. Venomancer's fallen back into the jungle. He's only level 2. This is horrendous. The Omni Knight is 6-7 minutes in and the Venomancer's level 2. Just to give you guys a little bit of perspective, the Vengeful Spirit is level 3. This Venomancer cannot approach the lane courtesy the homing missile. But yeah, smoke rotation coming up from the Shaman and the Vengeful Spirit. They're trying to form some sort of equilibrium in this mid lane for the Tinker. Now they are looping around. This hasn't been spotted out. And they badly needed this. 10 minutes in, it's a 4,000 net worth advantage. The shackles are there. Any TPs coming in, it's only the Disruptor. They've got the magic missile, the rockets, the laser. Is it enough though? What's Gucci? Bro, it's gonna get away. And yeah, Disruptor keeping the OD alive with his rotation. Smoke rotation coming out from Embrance and going miserably wrong. I mean, I can't imagine what's more disheartening. Eight minutes in, I'm gonna drop down the network charts. And yeah, gives you a perspective, a sense of how everything is going across the map. Gyrocopter doing phenomenally well. They've got the glimpse onto the Venomancer, the call down, and the kinetic field. And Revo has been dealt with. While meanwhile, the Omni Knight finds a solo kill on the Shadow Shaman. Tinker DPs in as well. This is surely the death of the Omni Knight. And with the laser, Embrance get the second kill of the game. But yeah, 9 minutes in, and the Gyrocopter has had uncontested farm. He's gonna have Phase, Aquila, a Wand, and a Mask of Madness this early on. I mean, if you look at the net worth advantage that Alpha Esports are working with, it's 5,000, right? And a good part of that is just the Gyrocopter contributing to the team's net worth by a good 2,000. Even his own mid lane hasn't done that well. Gyrocopter looking for the kill. Meanwhile, Omni Knight's gone in. I mean, this poor Shaman. He shows in lane, and it's always been a disaster. Omni Knight tanks the tower aggro, but gets the kill nonetheless. He's still tanking the tower aggro, but the purification comes into play. They've got to toggle that aggro, and yes, he's going to do just that. BM giving chase, does have the DK, gets the kill. Absolute disrespect coming out from the Omninet and the Undying, and they could possibly look for more. They just need the Degen to kick in on the bench. Omninet did pop his face boots hoping to give chase, but it's only it is a level 3 Degen. The purification is there. Zac turns around magic missile. I mean, not enough. Hex onto the Undying. A repel as well, which isn't a debuff, but isn't a dispel. But yeah, nonetheless, the Undying gets away. 9-2. Alpha Esports just cruising through this early game. Well, one thing is for certain. Going high ground isn't going to be easy. Okay, I take back my statement. Going high ground isn't going to be easy if the Tinker manages to find farm. Top lane, they're going in once more. The purification is there. Immediate hex coming out from the Shaman. They're trying to give chase. Well, the Undying sort of blocking out the Omni Knight. They're going to dive behind the tier 1 once more. And the purification just zaps him down. Shaman, every time he comes back into this lane, he just ends up falling. Heck, Medusa has fallen back to her own jungle. Medusa now lower in terms of net worth than the Undying. And they're clearing their stacks. This couldn't get any worse for Embrance. They've lost their stacks. This is a disaster. They have no vision. They're not contesting. The Shaman is now moving in that direction. But the stacks have been taken away. And that's going to only accelerate the Gyro's item progression towards the Sanjay shop. What's Gucci, bro? He's out of position this time around. No Omni Knight to help him, but here's the stack storm along with the kinetic field. It's got both of them. They're losing Shadow, and he will take down to the Thunderstrike. They're moving back for the Shadow Shaman. What's Gucci, bro? Staying alive. The Hex, not enough. The Astral should do the trick. They're moving on to Zac, who lets loose a magic missile. The Astral will get the kill on the Shaman. They'll move on to the bench. They'll get that as well, but Venomancer is here. He does have the Poison Nova. He's looking to unleash it. Is it even worth it at this point? They're going to run him down and get the kill. It's a double kill for the OD. They got 4 kills in total, and all they lost was a disruptor. Alpha Esports are going to be more than happy with this exchange. This was even without the Gyrocopter coming into play. 11,000 net worth. Just 13 minutes in. That is more MMR than I've ever accumulated in my life for playing Dota 1 and 2. I follow RTZ style. Did try to TP away the glimpses there. The stone gaze popped. A venomous gale did come out on the disruptor. They're going to find this kill at the very least. But here's the gyrocopter. Unleashes the call down. Gets one kill. Moves on to the Venom. So he's trying to make a run for it. Doesn't have the venomous gale for 10 seconds. He's moving into the trees. But Shokuji, what's his name? I don't know how we call Shokugeki. Moves in. And with the rocket barrage and a little bit of resistance from the Omni Knight, secures the kill. They lose the disruptor, they get a core and wait, they get a core and another core. They get 2 cores. They're going to be absolutely okay with that on the side of Alpha. And they're going to get a tier 1 tower. Ori now has the Midas and the Dragon Lance complete. Cheap stats, that's all she needs for now. Drag out the Astral on his own teammate. Undying just moved in, drops this aggressive ward, so they know what Medusa's up to. Heck, Undying's even dropping another aggressive ward down the mid lane. Alpha Esports going for the kill. Oh, Static Storm, it's got the Tinker, the DK is there. They're pounding away on him with the Arcane Orb, the Thunder Strike. Heck, the Arcane Orb does the trick. The Tombstone does end up going down. The Masked Serpent wands are forced out. It's going to hold off the push for a bit. But look at this. Shokugeki and the Gyrocopter just giving chase. The Medusa doesn't have a TP, has no mana at all. The call down was a bit of a boo-boo, but the damage there by the Oodles. They've got Zac in the kinetic field. The purification is there. He runs towards the neutrals, but even the neutrals have no mercy on him today. Alpha Esports just steamrolling the opponents here. Well, the good news is that Tinker's got his BOTs. The bad news is that it's 15 minutes into the game and Alpha Esports are working with a 15,000 net worth advantage. Anyway. Omni Knight. No respect at all. Walks in, drops the repel on himself. He's pounding away on the Venomancer. Oh, well. Drops the Poison Nova and the Venomous Gale. He's being glimpsed back. The Stone Gaze is doing work. The Tombstone committed. The DK gets the kill. They're moving on to the Medusa. They've got the Soul Rip. They've got the Sustain. Well, the one thing that Embrance can bring down is the Tombstone. But yeah, that's about it. And that was a Stone Gaze not resulting in a kill. Oh, Static Storm, Kinetic Field. Not exactly as intended, but they still have the glimpse. They're just going to run down the Medusa. Shaman looking for the shackles. The Omni Knight's got to be careful. Here comes the Gyrocopter, the homing missile let loose. And mute all chat and chill gets the kill. Venomancer TP's in. Uses the Venomous Gale, but really can't chase at this point. Heck, the Gyrocopter's diving now. Alpha. I mean, this is the highest form of disrespect. They are between a tier 2 and a tier 3 tower, and they don't give a damn. And Tinker does manage to bring down the disruptor. This means that he should be able to TP away. All he's got to do is rearm and TP because they haven't got anything to cancel TPs at this point. And he's just gonna walk away. 5 deaths for Alpha Esports. They're kind of forcefully pressing Embrance into there on half the map. Mute all chat and chill. Didn't get the repel off. He's got to be careful. They are giving chase. Gets swapped back. Still has the repel upon him. It's going to wear off soon. And the Hex is there. The shackles to follow. There's a lot of gold for this Omni Knight. And the mech from the Undying, not enough. He does end up going down. The Tombstone has been dropped. The Soul Rip committed as well. But they do end up giving away a rather huge kill. To be precise, Shaman at 18 minutes got 616 gold for getting the kill on that Omni Knight. Embrance showing some signs of life, but is it too late? Top lane, Astral coming out from the OD. Who's he got? He's got the Tinker, does have the Sanities, unloads it, has the 4-staff gift chase. Tinker, I don't think he gets away from this. Oh, they've juked each other. Defensive Astral, Courier giving vision. They know exactly where Tinker is. Tinker needs that Blink Dagger, turns toward the Courier, gets that kill, and what's Gucci, bro? Have they fed a... yes! Oh, they fed a Courier, hoping to get Tinker, and it didn't pan out in the end. Gyrocopter is the most sensible of the two cores. He just moved into the Rosh pit. Objective Dota. Aegis in the hands of the Gyrocopter. Now, he might be looking, he is looking towards the Butterfly. But I think a defensive item, possibly a BKB, is what he needs to put an end to this game. Don't get me wrong, I'm absolutely okay with the Butterfly, but going high ground with the Tinker might require something more. I mean, there are a lot of heals, but I'm still not sold on them being able to close this game with the items they currently have. And the Tinker nonsense has begun. Blink Dagger, I mean, OD tried to put an end to it, 4-staffed ahead. And yeah, look at that. They've got a loss sustained. Tinker has to make a base trip. Okay. It seems as if they've fallen back. For now. So, what's one way of approaching this part of the game is to buy a gem, deward the entire map, ensure that the Dire have no vision, and restrict their farm even more till you possibly get an item that allows you to go high ground. In this case, I think it's the BKB. I think that might be what could help the Gyrocopter. Sure, they have the repel, but in my eyes, he still needs a BKB. Just to be able to outstand all that control and magic damage coming out from the side of Embrance. Because honestly, it's not the Medusa who's doing any damage. 4-staff? Okay. Admin's called for a pause. This is a little unusual. This doesn't happen too often. Let's do a quick item check. The Wench has nothing of consequence. Revo on the Venomancer doesn't have an upgrade to his boots. Follow RTC style on the Medusa is getting closer and closer to that Dragon Lance. The Shaman has done phenomenally well for himself. He's got a 4-staff, which is a lot more than most of his teammates. And Shadow the Tinker's got that blink. Has Gyrocopter completed? Yeah, he's got the cash. for the butterfly. OD's gone for a blink. Anything and everything to catch that Tinker. What was the Omni Knight thinking? Sped away his life once more. And yeah, Embrance now looking to catch them on the retreat. Shaman's pushed off on cooldown. Zac looking for the swap. Zac could still swap someone. The wave of terror ends up missing and he's gonna back off. Shaman popped the smokes for some reason, not really sure what. But yeah, he's hanging behind the Venomancer. He's probably hoping that Alpha get a little carried away and try and go for the Venomancer. But then again, I'm not sure what the smoke was all about. Alpha Gaming, they still have the ages. They haven't done too much with it. Shokugeki primarily been farming away with this ages. He's got his butterfly. Maybe now's when they start looking for fights and start trying to pressure objectives. Mech and Hood on the Undying. He's gonna be hard to bring down, and yeah, this is gonna take down the stair too. Shaman, is he looking at committing the Mass Serpent wards at mid? Is it even worth it? Okay, he's just gonna push the wave. He has got a TP, so he's gonna be back and try and defend this tier 3. The problem is, Tinker's not exactly in position. And Shokugeki's marched up. What? What was that? That wasn't even in my screen. How did the Venomancer die? I didn't expect that. I don't know how that happened. That's what you call side damage. Just ends up falling somewhere off the screen. Anyway, Shokugeki marches up again. Tier 3 tower dropping low. Yeah, they can do this time and time again now. Tinker, he's spammed out the march. He's got no mana, so he has to make a base trip. Shokugeki can go once more. The wave is coming in a bit. Tinker needs to get back and defend. And he starts with the mud spam. It seems as if Embrance, they smoke next to an observer. I think that observer caught that smoke. I mean, now they know for sure. They don't care, they're just going to focus objectives. It's upon Embrance to get the fight started. Shokugeki is taking down the tier 1 tower. He could run in, gets stacked by the Venomous Gale, pops the flutter and gets away. Tinker. What's he spamming march for? He's probably... Okay. Just completing that Aether Lens of his. Not sure if it's going to be enough. But yeah, the defense is being prepped. The Plague Wards are being dropped. The Aegis has run out. Let's move back to the shrines. Alpha being extremely patient here, and when they are knockout matches to some extent, you gotta be careful. Smoke coming out from Embrance. They're looking for the OD. They do control him. The Hex is there. The Shackles will follow. Where the supports when you need them. Omni Knight not there just yet. The defensive Astral might be enough, and we have a pause. Another pause. What is going on? Did Medusa actually try to resume the game? Anyway, I'll leave it to you guys to watch all chat and make what you can of this. But yeah, the Radiant paused. Medusa hit resume. Awkward silence between both teams. And yeah, it seems as if Alpha Esports is good to go. Magic Missile, Poison Nova committed. The OD is most certainly dead. She tries to man up, goes on to Zac, drops the hammer. It's not enough. The Guardian Angel committed. Omni Knight dropping low. He's got the Poison Nova upon him, and the Plague Ward also attacked him as well. He could end up going down. Okay. I got too excited for a second. There's a lot of heal coming up from the Nang and the Omni. But yeah, I mean, that's That's the closest to a good result that Embrance Gaming can have. They popped a smoke, they lost the vengeful split, they got the OD. I don't think they're going to be too displeased with that. The problem is they did kind of commit one of the key team fight ultimates in the form of the Poison Nova. Yeah, they're going to have it back up soon in a second. Gyrocopters farmed another 4,000 gold. And he farms an ancient stack. Somebody stop this guy. He's going to start paying off Vijay Mallya's debts. What is he doing with so much money at 25 minutes? Look at his net worth. It's 18,000. Ridiculous. Anyway, a half-assed push coming up from Embrance. They are trying to pressure that tier 1. They have taken one tier 1 on the bottom lane. That's about it as far as towers go for the side of Embrance Gaming. Omni Knight. I mean, it's a real pity that they couldn't keep the OD alive. And yeah, OD's realized she needs, or he, I mean, I don't even know what that is, but OD basically needs a BKB. That's all he needs to stay alive in these fights. Only a girl, guy, not really sure, can't tell. But yeah, are they waiting for Roshan number 2? They've got a lot to make sure that their coasts stay alive. They got the Glimmer Cape, they got the mech, they got the hood. I'd like to see the completed pipe come out from either one of them. I'm not too opposed if Omni just makes a pipe for himself. I mean, makes a hood for himself and maybe just upgrades into a pipe. Majority, I mean, the only damage that Embrance Gaming is doing in these fights is magical. Just get the goddamn pipe. Is Undying? Yeah, Undying's got the pipe. So now they're good to go. Shaman and Venomancer, they're going to try and apply a little bit of pressure in the mid lane. But yeah, Alpha Gaming, they're doing the right thing. They've got the BKB, they've got the Skadi on the Gyrocopter. And they're pushing through a lane which has no tier 3 tower. The Mart spam is there, it's somewhat clearing the creep wave. They have to wait for the secondary creep wave to come in. Gyrocopter feels quite confident, gets hexed up. And yeah, this Skadi is gonna hurt. It's also gonna help him. Hold on, another boss coming up from Gyrocopter, and all this while Alpha Gaming were trying to go high ground. Medusa's taking a tier 2 all by herself. What now? Zach, huh? Okay, I mean, a lot of hostility in the alt chat. But yeah, Medusa, she's somewhat found an opening for her team. She's pushed this tier 2. She could force Alpha to fall back. And maybe Alpha don't go high ground just yet. They might have to wait for the next Roshan. Medusa is still hanging. So what Embrance have to do is hold on to high ground and maybe cancel TPs. They want to be cancelling TPs at this point. Gyro doesn't have a TP and Medusa is just going to keep pushing. So Gyrocopter's had enough. He's gone high ground. The Mass Serpent was committed. The glyph comes out. Could Medusa look for a tier 3 of her own? It seems as if Alpha are backing out. The Gyrocopter as well as the rest of them are backing out. They are going to try and deal with the Medusa. So Medusa buys her team some more time. And time is exactly what both the Medusa and the Tinker need to come online. Tinker's getting closer and closer to his Zags, and going high ground the next time around for Alpha is going to be a whole lot harder. Okay, so OD pushes out one way when she's rejoining her teammate. Tinker, homing missile upon him. He's looking to TP out. Blinks away. Blinks further north. He's okay. Glimmer capes and whatnot to keep him alive.
Dire's bottom shrine is under attack.
Gyrocopter's doing the sensible thing here, trying to bring down the shrines. I don't feel too strongly about the shrine. I mean, it's like killing an effigy. It's not a huge point of control. Maybe if you had a tier 2 still standing here, if you die, that shrine would mean something. But yeah, this is the shrine you want to deal with. Access to Roshan for your opponents has been taken away, and it's just that much harder for them to make their way towards Roshan. Tinker, meanwhile, takes down a tier 3. Rosh has respawned. The kinetic field did catch that out. The Disruptor is looking to possibly punish the Tinker. But yeah, this is a really good game to be a Tinker. I mean, apologies, but yeah, this is a really good game to be a Tinker, as I was saying. I mean, there are very few things that can cancel your TPs. It's gonna take the Disruptor or the OD. The OD's got the Blink and the Hurricane Pike that's gonna help close the gap. Or smoke coming out. Revo drops the Plague Ward. They pretty much see all of them. What's Gucci, bro? Core staffs aggressively. He has the Blink. He's not gonna chase. Alpha still approaching this game with the caution and respect it deserves. And that's high ground for you folks. It's a fickle mistress that can't be tamed easily. This guy might help though. Maybe Aegis and Chase is what Alpha Gaming do need to go high ground. Gyrocopter. Yeah, he's finally woken up to this, that he needs his own personal BKB. The question is, are Embrance Gaming going to contest? Medusa is doing the sensible thing, pushing out the side lane, trying to give it as much momentum as possible, so that Alpha have to, well, possibly deal with their side lanes before they try and go for the finishing blow. OD hunting for the Tinker. Not gonna find it. Medusa just pushing at the bottom lane, and I think she's pushed her luck as well a little too much. Gyrocopter meanwhile searching for his friend from the laning phase, the Venomancer. He's backed off. Anyway, they're actually pushing bot. They dropped the Masked Serpent wards. Now it's quality stuff coming out from Embrance. The Static Storm and the Glimpse. I mean, Medusa walks into the kinetic field, is looking to TP. The homing missile is there. She's turned some of them into stone, but they've got what it takes. They hold on to that tier 3. They get the Medusa. Doom tried her best to buy her squad a little bit of time, but Tinker's gonna get a tier 1. I mean, Embrance are they're still fighting. Their turtling capabilities are, I mean, something to be respected at this point. Anyway, here comes an attempt to end the game from Alpha. They've got Aegis on the Gyrocopter. He hasn't got a slot for his BKB. Oh, OD blinks in. Almost found the Tinker. They're going for another tier 3. The Repel does come out. The Creep Wave. I'd like to have seen him use that mech, I mean, sometime during the March. But that's okay. OD blinks in. She pops a BKB. She's pushing them all back. Revo being sent back to his own fountain on that Venomancer, while Gyrocopter tries to pound away on this tier 3 tower. What's Gucci bro doesn't have his BKB. He's got to be a bit careful. They take the tier 3, replace it with the Tomb, and the Rockets, look at them go. OD luckily had a cheese and somehow survived all that, but Tinker, he's becoming a real problem here for Alpha Gaming. But yeah, I think they can kneel up. They did use the cheese in the OD, but they could go once more if they want to. Tinker's also got a Ghost Scepter, which is a bit of a problem. But yeah, I presume Alpha will be looking to give momentum to two lanes and eventually sort of force Embrance to choose. The problem is his bottom lane keeps pushing. I mean, if the Medusa and the Shaman just go there, drop the Mass Serpent wards, they could take down this tier 3. Zac farming in his own jungle, not aware of the fact that the rest of Alpha Gaming is nearby and smoked up. The Wave of Terror doesn't really connect on anyone. Zac, no vision at all, gets glimpsed back. Omni Knight is here. He's got a Skull Basher along with his 4-staff and his Blink. And he'll get the kill as well. Tinker needs to be careful. Running away for now. And yeah, the OD is here to deal with the push. Blinks on top of the Shaman. Meanwhile, mid lane, Stone Gaze coming out. Omni Knight dropping low. The homing missile is going to connect. But they're low on HP, they're low on mana, and they might have to back away for the time being. Shaman still trying to make a play here. Not sure what he's hoping for. OD unfortunately doesn't have vision or detection. But yeah, they got the Vengeful Spirit. They forced the Shaman to TP back. Alpha Gaming still being cautious. OD's pushing up the bottom lane. I'd like to see someone push out the top lane a little bit whenever they get a chance. Undying has gone for the Tombstone on Death Talent. Did go for the +8 health region. OD gone for the 20 attack speed, +15%. Essence or a chance, or plus 40 movement speed is so tempting. That nearly puts you at 400 movement speed. The +2 Sanity's Eclipse multiplier is ridiculous though. That's one of the more broken of all these talents out there. Anyway, once again they're marching down mid. The BKB now in the Gyrocopter's inventory slot. He's lost the Aegis though. So they've used Aegis, they've used Shees, they've got BKBs. They had the courage to walk up and take a laner barracks. Nope. Still trying to figure out how to run through all that march. And they lose their tier 2 tower top. I mean, I said this a couple of minutes ago. Someone should have probably pushed out the top lane. Tinker. Linked in. Gyrocopter's had enough. Runs in. Zones them out with the flag cannon. The range barracks fall. Mass Serpent was committed. Gyrocopter still being a man. Being a boss. The Poison Nova did it? Yeah, it did. Okay. So it clipped the Undying. Didn't clip the Gyrocopter. Not the Omni Knight. I mean, they can go for round 2. Still got Repel to work with. OD is just being patient. He's waiting for that opportunity to jump on top of the Tinker. But yeah, look at this. The army of wards. Plague wards, Mass Serpent wards, and even a Sentry as well as an Observer. Confused as all hell as to what they're doing in an high ground defense. Alpha still trying to find a way to close the game. Repel, Flag Cannon. Even the Undying popping his ultimate there to try and end this game. Anyway, they get a lane of barracks. Took them a while, but they managed to get what really counts here. I wonder if you're looking at another Roshan before Alpha Gaming can finally put an end to this game. BM needs to be careful. This is no man's land. This is officially Garden Gaming. Smoke coming out from Embrance. A pick off now would be nice. Shaman as well as the Vengeful Spirit on the hunt. Unlikely that they're going to find anyone in their own half of the base, but okay. Alpha, they have taken the tier 3 in the top lane, so they should be able to get the barracks if they pretty much just rinse and repeat what they did last time around. Oh, there's even a nullifier on the Omni Knight. This item is somewhat huge versus the Tinker. He's going to ensure that he doesn't get his Ghost Scepter off. And it's a cheap Doom basically. It's a poor man's Doom. I mean, the hero's been turned into an item. OD 4 staffs ahead. The Omni Knight is here. Repel upon him. Nullifier onto the Tinker. Runs right back. Forces out the Glyph. Forces out the Stone Gaze as well. Good stuff coming up from Alpha Gaming. All they have to do is somehow stand through the Poison Nova. The Doomstone being healed up by the Soul Rip. Homing missiles coming out by the Blendy. Hex onto the Shaman. Shaman being chased. Oh, Sanity's Eclipse. Rips them a new one. They lose the Venomancer. They lose the Shaman. They all buy back in panic. But the barracks have fallen. They've lost their barracks. They're bought back. And what are they going to do with that? Defeat a Doomstone. Embrance. They have taken some serious economic damage just now. It's only going to get worse. Gyrocopter, 7,400 net worth. I mean, in a game that he's winning, he's being forced to build a Divine Rapier. I really feel for this guy. He has too much money for his own good. I mean, I think he needs to hold his horses. Drop the Mask of Madness, maybe get a Satanic. That would be a place to begin from. OD's got the Scythe of Wise. What worked out really well for them in the previous fight is how the Omni Knight just jumped in. You need someone to be a little YOLO and force the enemy team to panic and press buttons. Medusa could have possibly gone down if the OD had the Sanity's Eclipse, but fortunately it didn't. Once again, a defense being formed here by Embrance Gaming. I'm actually pretty impressed with how, I mean, there are two ways to look at this. You either call Alpha Gaming pussies for going Roshan, or you call them disciplined. I mean, you can choose your word here, but I think it's okay. There is a weakness in the draft. They do struggle to just force high ground. They've also left the refresher shard right there. I think the OD is a good candidate. Yeah. You don't need two Guardian Angels. Not yet. I mean, Medusa isn't dealing any physical damage just yet. Okay, they're just going to march down mid and segue to the bottom lane. Is that the plan? Huh. Can coming out from the Radiant, rather unusual spot. Not sure what they were hoping to catch with that scan. Oh, look at this. The Gyrocopter, like a boss, just runs up. He manages to eliminate Zack. Gets caught in the Stone Gaze. He's got to be careful. The Guardian Angel is there. He's got the Divine Rapier. Unloads on the Medusa. Brings her down. The Shaman's been brought down as well. The barracks under siege. OD just being a pest at this point. He still has the Aegis. But Embrance don't have barracks anymore. OD's gone in. He's hexed someone. It is the Venomancer. He's going to get that kill to start out with. Another hex onto the Medusa. Drops another Sanity's Eclipse. Burns away his mana. The Nullifier onto the Tinker, who's been dealt with. Embrance have had enough. They have tapped out. GG, well played is the call. And Undying dances around in his own base. Anyway, folks, that's it as far as today's broadcast is concerned. My name is Vivek. You're watching the ESL India Premiership. If you have something nice, something not so nice to say about me and my casting, I'm at facebook.com/VEEWAK casting. Adios and good night.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome back. And Alpha Esports securing their victory for themselves and also a spot for them in the grand finale that's going to be happening in Delhi from 15th to 17th during the Comic Con in Delhi. So if you guys are around the city, please do come check out the event and have a lot of fun. You're going to meet amazing gamers, amazing cosplayers, and the whole team of the ESL India Premiership. And I promise you, esports is growing in our country, so you really want to be there. This is the last and the final day of the ESL India Premiership. There are not going to be any more live streams from tomorrow, so if you guys have missed out any games or want to keep yourself up to date on what is happening behind the scenes, you can check out our social media platforms. We are on Instagram and on Facebook. The links are ESL India Premiership, ESL India. Just Google them, you'll find them. I hope you guys have had a great time watching the show, because we've had an amazing time bringing the show to you all throughout the year. And now we're going to see you all finally from 15th to 17th in Delhi. This event is brought to you by Omen, by HP's Eye, by BenQ, HyperX, and Tel, and organized all through the year through Nordwind Gaming. If you have any suggestions and queries, you can let us know in the comment section below. And keep gaming always, because esports is an ever-growing phenomena. I'm your host Angela, and I hope to see you all very shortly, even in the next year to come. If you guys also want to know how to register for the ESL India Premiership, you can check out our website, where we always post the links to our Starter Cup and our Challenger League. And in the end, if you're really that good and your team is that good, you can even make it into the Masters League platform. Take care, good night, and keep gaming.